What we are going to be doing in this video is looking at a few common HTML tags. These are tags that one would use quite often. Do not limit yourselves to this subset of tags, right? Go to the HTML reference and read through the tags, understand them, and select the ones that you would want to utilize for whatever use case, whatever situation that you are having. So I would start you all with this small subset because you would find them applicable to many situations. But remember to still go look at the available tags and find the ones most appropriate for yourselves. The 8 tags that I'm going to be looking at with you are the P tag for paragraph, and we saw usages of this in previous lessons. We're gonna use the B tag. B is for bold. We're gonna use the strong tag. Strong is used similar to bold, but with a slight difference. We're gonna look at UL and OL, which stands for unordered list and ordered list, and naturally we would look at the LI or list item tag, as this is used with the unordered list and the ordered list. And lastly, we're gonna begin working with the span tag and the div tag. Let's begin our introduction to some extra HTML elements by taking a look at the strong element and the bold element. Now, these are two elements that are used to denote some sort of bold type emphasis. So one might be wondering why we have two elements to accomplish this. And we have code here. So we have, this is text marked up as strong, and this is text marked up as bold. And let's take a look at the actual text itself and see how that looks. So if we look at it here, we see both of them more or less look identical. So this is a perfect example of an element that is designed for semantic meaning, which is strong, and an element that is designed for presentational meaning, which is the bold or B element. So what this means really is that the B element is expected to do the exact same thing on every system, which is to take whatever text is marked up between B tags and to make it bold. So this would be defined somehow in HTML or in the browser engine. And with strong, the interpretation of strong is actually left up to the device itself. So on this browser, strong appears equivalent to being bold, but this does not mean that every browser would use text marked up as strong by bolding it. For example, if a device was designed for, say, blind people, strong may actually mean something else, since a blind person wouldn't be able to perceive the bold effect. And the similar, for example, a document designed for hearing impaired persons, strong might actually possibly raise the volume at which the document is being dictated or such. So that's the difference between strong and bold, which is why I included both of them. Bold is strictly for presentational effect. Strong is used for semantic meaning, and that can differ across browsers, it could differ across devices, it could differ according to the purpose or meaning of the actual document. So let's move on now to the unordered list. So the unordered and ordered lists again are two HTML elements, UL and OL respectively, that we are going to be using a lot as developers for either the web or web applications. There are a lot of instances where we would want to describe things in a list format, and HTML gives us two avenues for this. The unordered list. This is where the ordering of items in the list is not important, and it also gives us the ordered list where the ordering of the items are important, right? So this is important for example cases such as, say, recipes. So a recipe needs to be written out in a sequential way, in a sequential manner. Directions, if you're supposed to be giving directions to somewhere, similarly in a sequential manner. So the unordered list allows us to randomly insert stuff, and the ordered list allows us to give sequential meaning to what is in the actual list itself. So while we're on that point, I want to make it clear that using an ordered list does not sort your list items, okay? HTML does not natively have sorting capabilities. It's a markup language. So don't go using an ordered list and expect that when the list is rendered, the items would be rendered sorted alphabetically or numerically. What an ordered list does in HTML is that it allows you as a developer to, again, give semantic meaning. That is, however your data is ordered in an ordered list, it means that there's some sort of semantic meaning attached to that order. Simply that. If your list needs to be actually sorted, for example in alphabetical order or some sort of numerical order, that would have to be done either manually or either programmatically via a scripting language such as JavaScript or PHP. So we are looking here at the code for an unordered list, and it's pretty simple stuff. UL start code /UL end code, or the end tag, and within your list, whether it is ordered or unordered, we would use the li or list item to mark up the individual items that would go into the list. Without list items, a list is empty and nothing would be rendered. So your list only becomes visible when we have some list item entered into the list actually. So let's take a look at this, and we can see here these list of Caribbean countries are the examples utilized for the unordered list. So I don't have any special meaning for why these countries are in the order they are. So an unordered list is perfectly fine for me in this situation. Interestingly, let's assume I manually sorted these items. So I started with Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Guyana, Tobago, and Trinidad. One can still use an unordered list to sort it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Not to sort it, sorry, but to display it. And let's go back to our code, and we see an example of an ordered list. So UL is unordered list, and here we have an example of an ordered list. And in this case, we are using an ordered list because we are displaying a recipe. So the steps required to make whatever product we are making here need to be done sequentially, which is why we are using the ordered list tag start OL and tag /OL. And this here is the actual display. So a small exercise for students would be to look up the ordered and unordered lists. We haven't done HTML attributes yet. That will be done in the video subsequent to this one, and we would see how we can use HTML attributes to add a lot of extra stuff to our lists. For example, by default, this ordered list orders the list items by number. We are going to see how we can use, for example, numerals, Roman numerals, or we could use letters. So we could have started here with A, B, C, D, E as well. So that will be in a subsequent video. Okay, so I have seen 10 minutes has elapsed, so I will cut this video here and we will continue with the span tag and the div tag in the very next video, and the video after that we will look at the HTML attributes. So thank you very much for tuning in, and catch you in the next video, God willing. Take care, be blessed.